Goodness gracious me, I mean, well, this would be quite something seeing this done today. And indeed, it's happening, folks. It's happening, and I don't think it's happening with this cast I've put together here. But I'm very interested to see if they do another Little Shop of Horrors. I don't quite know what I want out of it. The 1986 one feels like such an iconic version of this story. It's never going to truly be overtaken by any modern remake, but they put a good cast together. They could make something interesting modern day for sure. And as such, I just decided, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's go for it. We're doing a cheeky few wee fan casts that have been requested for a long time on the channel these couple of weeks. And I just decided, okay, I'll give it a go. It's not easy to do. But I thought the idea of doing this as a more modernized musical, doing a little bit of like Hamilton and In the Heights here, a little bit of like Evan Hansen there. You'll see what I mean as I reveal the cast here as we go on. But yeah, basically I thought just a modernized version of it. It could be big, it could be spectacular, it could be very interesting. So here's a cast that would make, hopefully, something big and spectacular and interesting, right? So, Seymour Krelborn himself. Nervy guy. He would, modern day, come off kind of internet, like, incel-y, you know, he's just this nice guy, he just wants this girl and he thinks he knows what's best for her, and yeah, I could see how that's aged slightly poorly in a way, but, and then he does murder her fiancé to get her for himself, and it works. Yeah, you know, there's no repercussions for him doing that. I mean, the plant tries to kill him. It doesn't matter. But I thought it would be very interesting to cast somebody like Ben Platt for this. Yeah, I said Dear Evan Hansen, I meant it. Look, Ben Platt, he's still a fairly young guy. You don't need to be overly young to play Seymour, but I like the idea of making him a fairly young guy. He's an amazing, obviously, singer. And he is good, as we've seen in Evan Hansen, and in several movie roles he's done as well. Him playing these nerdier, nervous, uncertain guys. That's exactly what Seymour is. It's quite simply what he is. And Ben Platt would do a very good version of it because I feel like he could grow in confidence as it goes on a little bit. He's good at doing that kind of role where he kind of comes out of his shell a bit over the course of the tale. That's his character arc. That's kind of what you need to do here for it not to be kind of pretty weird. It would come off as pretty weird otherwise, I feel. But that's okay. You know what? Seymour is a pretty weird character. Rick Moranis was perfect for that. And I feel like Ben Platt is a modern, not a modern version of him, but a modern version of someone who can play that kind of role without it being creepy or weird at all. It's endearing instead. That's what we're going for. For Audrey, gosh, Audrey's difficult. That really high-pitched voice, it'd be easy to find someone, cast them to make that irritating, but you don't want her to come off as irritating. You want her to come off again as endearing. The whole thing, it's just really meant to be endearing. Most of the characters. Some of them not so much, but yeah, I really want to just cast somebody who would make that strange character of Audrey feel more natural. So I'm going to cast Stephanie Beatriz. I said In the Heights. Stephanie Beatriz was great in The Heights. And she's great in Brooklyn Nine-Nine as well. And the thing that a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine people won't know is that her real voice, it's super high. Like, nothing like Rosa Diaz's voice. Nothing like it. It's even higher, her natural voice, than she had in The Heights, which was a lot higher. But no, she's got like a super high-pitched natural voice. But that's just her. That's just natural. So playing that for Audrey would be fantastic. Bringing a little bit of something different. It was a look. Little Shop of Horrors is set in a poor area, and it's pretty much all just white people who are in the 1986 film. Feels wrong. Feels like there's got to be more diversity to the cast this time around for sure. Feel like that's quite important. Stephanie Beatriz would bring that. She is fantastic at singing, at acting, at doing that high pitch, and at comedy. And Audrey is, the whole thing is quite memey and funny in its own strange, twisted, murdery way. Delightful. For Mr. Mushnick, this is super memey, I'll admit. He's the store owner. I was just going to cast Steve Martin. Just going to cast Steve Martin, who obviously played a different role in the 1986 version. He is in his, 70s now? He's around the age where he can still do that role for sure. He is a capable singer. I don't know if his role in the last one really proved that so much, but he could do something fun, an extra for Mr. Mushnick if they had anything else they wanted to do for him. I don't know if there's much more needed for that character, but if you want to expand upon him, Steve Martin is the kind of person to do it with for sure. Now, Oren Scrivello, DDS. It's one of the funniest scenes in cinema, his introduction, because you hear about him a little bit and you think, ah, God, what a bastard. And then he comes in and does that song. And it is not only incredibly unique, it was not only fantastically well done by Steve Martin in the original. It's the kind of thing that would be perfect for Jonathan Groff to do modern day. Just look at Hamilton and his role as the king in that, and the You'll Be Back song. It's such a perfect modern day version of that exact thing that Oren Scrivello did in the 86 version. It's this ultimate bastard being so delightfully hilarious in song format that you can't really hate him, or you at least love to hate him for the rest of the film or play. And Jonathan Groff has more experience in the Frozen films, especially the second one, where he actually got to sing his big song, the big power ballad song, Lost in the Woods. That was, again, super memey and super funny. Jonathan Groff is perfect for this. He's around the right age, really, for what Steve Martin was in the 86. He's super funny. He's an amazing singer. And he's perfect for this type of role. It's weirdly specific. Now, Wink Wilkinson is the first of several kind of random cameos, really. There's just in one scene he's in, really. But the 86 version was filled with great actors that were just jumping in for cameos randomly. Why wouldn't we do the same thing here? Well, Wilkinson was originally John Candy in the 86 version. I'd be quite happy to see somebody like Jack Black take on that role nowadays. And I don't fan cast Jack Black often, and I think he's winding down his acting career a bit. He seems to be going for YouTube more, which is great. I love when more mainstream celebrities come on YouTube. It's fantastic. It's never cringy or anything like that. So I think he'd be great at that. I think he'd be great at that role. He can sing. He's so high energy, John Candy style. I would be happy to cast Jack Black in several John Candy roles if I was recasting them today for sure. And I don't say that lightly, because John Candy should be treated with reverence. Well, some of his roles, some not so much, but yeah, no, fun. Jack Black in this kind of one-off scene role as that radio host, he'd be fantastic. Now, the three women who kind of act as muses, they sing throughout the film in the 86 version. That's interesting to try and cast for sure. I think just stick and do exactly what you were doing with them. It was perfect. It was wonderful. You can add a little bit more, a little bit more. I would like to see more of them. I think they were fantastic. I think it was a funny, unique storytelling device. Well, not unique necessarily. It's just what they did in Hercules. But Little Shop of Horrors did it first, God damn it. Hercules was copying them. And I think for Crystal, you go ahead and cast Emmy Raver Lampman. Because, again, Hamilton. If you're in Hamilton, you can sing, you can dance, you can act so well. You're perfect for this. Also the Umbrella Academy. So she's got name recognition for a wider mainstream kind of audience. Not that Hamilton's not mainstream at this point, but you know what I mean. For Renette, I think I'd like to see Kiersey Clemens do it, because she just, God, after kind of being turned on to her recently, and casting her as like Jasmine in the Aladdin fan cast I did, I'm just kind of like on a real high for her. I'm like, yes, cast her in more stuff. I found out how well she could sing, and she's a fantastic actress from what I've seen her in. Just, again, she would be great for this, and she is becoming bigger star. You just want more stars in this. That's what they did with the 86 version. They just fucking loaded it with stars, just cameos random everywhere that they could. And finally for Chiffon, I think just Zendaya. Because again, mainstream appeal, fantastic, young, amazing singer, amazing actor. Everything you need for this to be more excellent fucking loading up of the cast cameos. Genius idea. Arthur Denton is another just straight up cameo role, really. Yeah, no, totally. He's just a really weird patient of Oren Scrivello's, who just turns up and seems to take pleasure in peeing, and he was played by Bill Murray. It's the ultimate meme cameo to make. It was really weird. If you're going to do anything like it today, I would get Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. No, simple as that. I think that's probably just who you need for that role. Yeah, no, easy one. And finally, obviously, you need Audrey too. The monstrous man-eating plant who suckles on blood and is terrifying. Really terrifying. Evil. Very evil. And from the style that it had, and this was, as soon as I started watching it again, I watched it back recently, and as soon as Audrey 2 opened its mouth for the first time and spoke, I went, oh, that's Daveed Diggs. That's who we need for that. Again, another Hamilton cast member. I'm not afraid when it comes down especially to a musical, modern day recasting of a classic musical. They're just straight up cast Hamilton people, folks. They are fantastic. They've spread out. Oh my gosh, over the last 4 or 5 years, they have spread out into all corners of the entertainment industry, and rightfully so. Unbelievably talented cast. Oh my god. And Daveed Diggs is one of the very best. Some of the bits he does in Hamilton, I'm just... yeah. Every time I watch it back, he's so astounding. He's so charismatic and funny. And that's what Audrey 2 needs to be. It needs to sucker Seymour in and make him really believe that he can, he can get this fame by growing this plant with his own and others' blood. And he turns really weird and murderous, and yet at the end he just gets away and the girl still loves him. And what are the messages of this film? It doesn't matter. That cast is great. And that is all for this one, folks. There are so many fan casts to do out in the wide world, and there are so many things that are being recast and remade right now. There always are. So let me know which current remake coming up you guys want to see me cast, because I don't know if I can do it better than the real people that have cast them, but I can certainly make you go, ho, 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 and get excited for a new version. They should pay me for this. These videos aren't sponsored, but they could be.